Good evening. Welcome to South Asia Newsline. I am Nidhi Taneja. Here are the top stories we are tracking for you on Wednesday, the 12th of October. 2 militants neutralized in India's Kashmir by security forces. Exiled Kashmiri activists demand shutdown of terror camps in Pakistan. And Muslims in India mourn death of Prophet Mohammad's grandson on occasion of Muharram. And now for all the details. Residents in Afghan capital of Kabul are still struggling to come to terms with the deadly attack that killed 14 people on Tuesday. No group, including the Taliban, has claimed responsibility of the attack so far.
A day after the gruesome gunman attack on a shrine, Afghan Shiite Muslims gathered in front of the Saki Mosque to mourn the victims. They were seen trying to cope with their grief that has befallen on them. Security remained tightened around the place of worship.
آمدیم که اینجا عزاداری را انشالله واز کنن، اینا امنیت بگیرن، واز کنن. ما عزاداری خدا میکنیم، پسانتر یا پیشتر شاید دروازه واشه، یک تصمیم میگیره مرد.
Meanwhile, injured people are being treated in hospitals. Authorities said that at least 43 people have been injured in the incident.
دیروز در زیارت رفته بودم، اونجا یک نفر لباس چی پوشیده بود، نظامی پوشیده بود، داخل زنونه آمد، از هر طرف تیراندازی میکرد. باز ما این طرف فرار میکردیم، اون طرف فرار میکردیم، آخر فایر زمینی که بیشتر یار در پایش در رنجش کدیر زد و پس آن آخرش هم کشته زیاد داشتن.
The attack occurred at one of Kabul's largest shrines as Shiite Muslims gathered to observe the Ashura Holy Day, which commemorates the 7th century death of a grandson of the Prophet Mohammad. The ethnic Shiite community in Afghanistan has often come under targeted attack unleashed by the majority Sunni Muslims. In July, at least 84 people were killed and another 130 injured in a suicide attack on a Shiite demonstration.
Indian security forces killed 2 militants on Wednesday as a 3-day-long encounter came to an end. A report.
Gun battle between Indian security forces and militants in the Pampore district of India's Jammu and Kashmir province ended on Wednesday with the killing of 2 militants. The militants had stormed the building of Entrepreneurship Development Institute in the province on Monday. 1 Indian soldier was injured in the initial exchange of fire.
Before yesterday morning we started. Yesterday we kept working on this, and today morning time we started the clearing of the whole operation. At this moment, as far as we know, there are 2 people who have been eliminated and the 2 weapons which have been recovered.
The militants most likely hailed from Pakistan-based Lashkar-e-Taiba terror outfit. For the last few weeks, India has been witnessing increasing infiltrations by Pakistan-based militants who intrude with an aim to carry out attacks.
News from Pakistan. Being a journalist and reporting scoops in Pakistan means treading on dangerous territory. The recent act of barring a journalist from leaving the country by the Pakistan government is a blatant example.
A prominent journalist from Pakistan's leading national daily, Dawn, recently reported on a suspected rift between the civilian and military leaderships. During a crucial meeting, Pakistan's Inter-Services Intelligence, or the ISI, was told that its support for terrorist groups was resulting in the isolation of Islamabad. Later, Cyril Almeida, the scribe for Dawn, tweeted that he has been put on the exit control list. It is a system of border control maintained by the Pakistan government, which allows it to bar people on the list from leaving the country. The development came less than a week after he wrote a front-page story in the Daily about a rift between the civil and military leaderships over militant groups operating from Pakistan against India and Afghanistan. However, the Pakistan government has vehemently denied the story, calling it baseless.
Cyril Almeida is a very well-known popular columnist and reporter, and he only lends his name to stories after thorough investigation, and his record has been impeccable. The fact that it has shaken up the government of Pakistan only shows that there has got to be some truth in that.
Pakistani journalists often find themselves caught between the militants and the state. Rights groups say the country remains one of the most dangerous in the world for working journalists. Meanwhile, in a statement, US State Department spokesman John Kirby expressed concerns over the freedom of press in Pakistan. Almeida's scoop came in the backdrop of heightened tension between India and Pakistan following the attack on an Indian army base in Uri on 18 September. The attack led India to seek to diplomatically isolate Pakistan. It also retaliated by conducting surgical strikes on terror launch pads.
Meanwhile, while people in Balochistan complain of being victimized at the hands of Pakistan establishments, there are also other regions where Islamabad is meting out atrocities. Expats from Pakistan-administered Kashmir and Gilgit-Baltistan held protests to register their anger.
The diaspora community from Pakistan-administered Kashmir and Gilgit-Baltistan staged protests outside the Pakistan High Commission in London, demanding shutdown of terror camps operating in the illegally occupied regions. The demonstration was organized to highlight the presence of terrorist camps of banned terror outfits Jamaat-ud-Dawa and Hizbul Mujahideen in the region. They also urged Islamabad to stop cross-border terrorism in India, restore democracy in Pakistan-administered Kashmir and release political prisoners.
जो लोग बात करना चाहते हैं क्यों इतना जुल्म है ऐसे लोगों पे और उसकी भरपूर मज़म्मत करती हूँ और ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए जैसे कि आज़ाद कश्मीर में बच्चों पे झूठा केस बना के उनको टेररिस्ट बनाने की कोशिश की जा रही है और कॉलेज और यूनिवर्सिटी पढ़ने वाले बच्चों के साथ ऐसे किया जाता है और ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए.
The demonstrators also demanded a free and independent investigation into the murder of former All-Party National Alliance chief Arif Shahid and called for the suspension of the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, which they claim will adversely affect the region's environment and create jobs only for other Pakistanis and Chinese.
With the Balochistan issue getting momentum in the international forum, pro-independence Baloch activists continue to highlight their cause and vow to keep doing so.
Pro-independence Baloch activists held protests demanding freedom for Balochistan province in The Hague, in Netherlands, while also highlighting the atrocities by Pakistan on its community members. The protesters sought immediate intervention of the world community to resolve their issues. Baloch nationalist leader Naila Qadri Baloch also emphasized on the ongoing inhumane practices in Balochistan province. Naila Qadri said that the Balochistan freedom movement activists want to form a separate Balochistan government in exile, for which she called for support from India, Afghanistan and other South Asian nations.
नाजी कैंप्स में जो या नाजी जो कंसंट्रेशन कैंप्स रहे हैं उनसे भी ज़्यादा बुरी हालत है इस वक्त बलूचिस्तान की. तो जाहिर है कि ये हकीकत है और इनको होना चाहिए ये कि इंटरनेशनल कम्युनिटी को कम से कम बलूचिस्तान में ऐसे यूएन के ग्रुप्स भेजने चाहिए और ऐसे जर्नलिस्ट के ग्रुप्स भेजने चाहिए जो जाके फैक्ट फाइंडिंग करें.
Pro-freedom Baloch activists across the globe have recently intensified their peaceful protests to draw world's attention to their cause. Apart from the atrocities by Pakistan, they have also expressed their concern over the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, which they claim is exploitation of Balochistan's rich natural resources. Pro-freedom Baloch activists have also launched a 3-day Free Balochistan movement awareness campaign in front of the Chinese Consulate General in Vancouver City of Canada.
Today we just started a 3-day campaign on behalf of free Balochistan movement, and we are here to highlight that China is involved with Pakistan and they are committing war crime in Balochistan. Baloch people are being killed because of the CPIC, and many people, houses are destroyed.
CPEC is a collection of projects currently under construction at a cost of $51 billion, which is intended to rapidly expand and upgrade Pakistani infrastructure, as well as deepen and broaden economic links between Islamabad and Beijing.
Muslims across India observed Muharram. The day marks the death anniversary of Imam Hussain, grandson of the Prophet Mohammad. Processions and prayers marked the event.
Muharram is considered as a day of mourning. Traditions and rituals may vary within the Muslim community, but the general significance is that of grief towards the suffering. Prayers and fasting along with mourning congregations to express grief with the common practice of chest beating mark the day. It is considered to be the holiest month after Ramzan and one of the 4 sacred months in the Islamic calendar.
आज का दिन बहुत ही क़यामत का दिन है, बहुत ही गमी का दिन है। इमाम हुसैन अलैहिस्सलाम की शहादत का दिन है। उन्होंने इंसानियत को बचाने के लिए अपने पूरे साथियों के साथ, पूरे 72 साथियों के साथ अपनी जान निसार कर दी इंसानियत को बचाने के लिए। तो आज जहाँ जहाँ पर भी इंसानियत बाकी है, वहाँ इमाम हुसैन अलैहिस्सलाम का नाम बाकी है।
Tazia, a replica of the tomb of Imam Hussain, the martyred grandson of Prophet Mohammad, is taken out by Muslim devotees in processions during Muharram. Away from the festivities, anguish and pain to be more compassionate marks this solemn occasion.
As India is soaked in festive fervour, people in eastern town of Bastar took part in a boat race to lift up the joyous mood. The race was organised with an aim to foster community harmony. Well, that's the way it was in South Asia this evening. Before we conclude the top stories once again. 2 militants neutralized in India's Kashmir by security forces. Exiled Kashmiri activists demand shutdown of terror camps in Pakistan. And Muslims in India mourn death of Prophet Muhammad's grandson on the occasion of Muharram. Now our viewers can watch the show on SouthAsiaNewsline.com. You can also visit us on Facebook.com/SAsiaNewsline and follow us on Twitter @SAsiaNewsline. That's all in tonight's edition. We'll see you same time tomorrow. Good night.